So I'm sitting here, yes. These are my John Clark Packer sunglasses. I love them. Listen, I was watching Newsmax last night, and I think it was Greg Kelly uh, that said Republicans who are running in the midterm, what am I doing? I'm signing a poker run, of course. Republicans who are running in the midterm elections need to understand that there are issues that they must not shy away from. And if they do, then he didn't say this, but I'm saying it's kind of the sin of omission or the error of omission. And if anyone is listening right now, I see people joining, if anyone who's listening right now is running for midterm elections, if any of my fan base are actually movers and shakers in the political world, or have been, like many people, have been kind of forced into a position where they're saying, I can't sit back and idly watch what's going on continue. I have got to get in the game. So if you are of that mind and you are going to be on a ballot, or you're going to try to be on a ballot in 2022, you do need to understand, as Greg Kelly said, that there are some issues, and one in particular, that you must be in favor of, and you must publicly be in favor of, in order to get those of us who are in favor of it, in order to get our support. And there are many of us. Okay, and of course I'm talking about the Second Amendment. I'm talking about our right to bear arms. I'm talking about our right to protect ourselves and our families, those we love. Which I will say that I've always been in favor of it. I've always been a fan of the Second Amendment. I've always been a gun owner. I believe that if you outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns. Say that again. If you outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns. To me, it's a preposterous notion that if you outlaw guns, then all the bad guys and bad girls are going to turn their guns in, because why? It just, that's never made any sense to me. I was born in 1960, and there was a group trying to outlaw guns in the 60s, and I was thinking, that doesn't make any sense. Then no law-abiding citizens will be able to protect themselves. I do, of course, understand that there are accidents. I understand that. But there are car accidents, probably 15 car accidents since I started this live YouTube wander. Probably 15 or 20 in the state of Tennessee since I started that. No one's trying to outlaw cars or vehicles, because let's face it, vehicles kill people every day. Vehicles kill more people than any disease we've ever had, except maybe the Black Plague. But there is no lobby trying to ban vehicles. Okay? I realize that might be a bit of a stretch. However, if we're going sheerly by the numbers, then I think it makes sense. So, we have a right to keep and bear arms in order to keep the peace, to protect ourselves. We've had that right for a very long time. In fact, I believe it became the Second Amendment because it never occurred to anyone that you even had, I mean, it was, to me, the right to keep and bear arms is self-evident. There are many things, I think, that were self-evident. Freedom of speech was self-evident. It became the First Amendment because apparently there were some people that felt it was not self-evident and needed to be underlined. A codicil, if you will, to the Constitution. Same thing with the Second, Third, Fourth, on and on and on. So, if you are running for, in these midterm elections, or trying to, you must publicly speak your position on the Second Amendment. You have to. Because what those of us who are in favor of the Second Amendment believe that is, if you are afraid to publicly say that you support gun ownership, you are a gun owner, you support the Second Amendment, if you are unwilling to say that publicly, then we will assume that you are against it, and we will not support you. No way, we can't. This is a very important issue to many. This is not like someone's right to own pink fuzzy shoes, all right? This is not some little bitty thing. To those of us who are in favor of the Second Amendment, this is a huge thing. So I felt the need to agree with, again, I think it was Greg Kelly last night, and kind of underline that for him. So can you have the Second Amendment in Britain? I think, I don't know if you can or not. Maybe you should fight for it, or you should rally for it, poll for it, do all those kind of things. Sean Nivizan, shout out, Sean, there. Hit that like button. Yeah, by the way, like this if you like it. And this is a very important subject right now. It's always been a very important subject. However, on the one hand, we have a large group of people who are talking about and justifying, and in some areas actually accomplishing this nonsense, as far as I'm concerned, in defunding the police. We have people who are defunding the very group of people who are hired to protect and keep the peace. Okay, so on one hand, they are diminishing the importance and the value, not only in our eyes, but certainly in the eyes of our law enforcement. I cannot imagine. Law enforcement today has got to be feeling a little bit like what, and this was a shameful part of our history. When our soldiers came back from Vietnam, many of them were booed, many of them were accosted. They were not treated like war heroes. They were treated like trash. And we have since apologized for that, and in some regards tried to make that up to them. I was 11 years old. I have always respected our military. And today, I believe that I'd love for some Vietnam vets to. No, this isn't about a shout out. Okay, this isn't about hey. This is about. I want to talk about this seriously. In fact, I'm thinking about doing a podcast called "Don't Get Me Started." I would love for a Vietnam vet to speak about what it was like when they came back, and I think that the perfect person to speak, perhaps on Don't Get Me Started, would be a Vietnam vet who is now, or who has been, a police officer. Because I think we are treating Not everywhere, and certainly not in my house. We have a "We Back the Blue" sign in our front yard and in our backyard. I have a badge. I am, in fact, a deputy in Louisiana. I do have my, I do carry. I do believe that we have an obligation, a right and obligation to protect ourselves. So, they're telling us that the police are bad, and at the same time, so we're going to get rid of some police, and by the way, we want you to give up your guns. This to me is absolute lunacy. Number one, we cannot defund the police under any circumstances. Should we add money to the police? I think we should, so that we can have more extensive training. And you know, these folks are folks that go out and most of the time, unless we have a car accident, in whatever it is that we do, we have every reason to believe that when we leave our home in the morning, we will return to it at night. Police officers don't have that luxury. Firefighters don't have that luxury. There are many jobs out there that are incredibly dangerous. So anyway, I'm off on a tangent here. I'm a believer in the Second Amendment. I'm a supporter of the Second Amendment. I am a deputy. I have a gun with me. We have guns at the house, and I'm not really a hunter, right? I have hunted with a bow and arrow, I'm just like on Dukes, but so I wanted you to know that, and I wanted, if anybody out there is considering running, and you are on the fence about that, or you're afraid to say that you're in favor of the Second Amendment, you need to say it, because without saying it, you're not going to get the support of those of us who are. That's it. That's all I have to say. Today is Mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Hello from England. The problem is, I'm proud to call you friend. Wow. And somebody just brought up something interesting. When you feel underappreciated, you might just, as I say it, it sounds kind of childish, but you might just take your toys and leave the sandbox, go to some other sandbox. So the danger of defunding the police is that the majority of police officers, who are wonderful, are liable to say, screw this, I don't have to take this, I'm going to leave. So they may be saying that. So who's going to remain? The minuscule amount of folks who may be in it for the wrong reasons. Hey, baby, do I need to grab stuff? I need to go because Alicia, she went to the store, which means I need to go take stuff out of the truck. Anyway, you all take care. Talk about this. This is important. Also, be on the lookout for the podcast. I don't know when we're going to start it, but it's going to be called Don't Get Me Started. And there you go. I will see you down the road. Yes, gun safety is a very good idea. Gun safety is a very good idea. So is, I don't believe you should be able to buy a 400 horsepower motorcycle without having classes on how to drive it, because it's a projectile that you may be aiming at innocent people. Okay, we'll talk about that some other time. You all take care. I know how to turn this off. You be good. Remember, JohnSchneiderStudios.com. Get you a copy of this. It comes out on Orange Friday, but if you want it autographed, you should order it now. Stand On It is available. Use the promo code DUKE, D-U-K-E, for 20% off. All right? You take care. Don't worry about all this nonsense. This too shall pass. The inmates do have control of the asylum, but not for long. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, come on.